Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Jacob Wilson. Hey, listen, super glad you're at the channel. I've been doing research on gaining muscle, losing fat, exercise science for over 2 decades now, published over 250 papers. We own a lab, ASPI, which is 21,000 square foot high technology laboratory. And all the information that we learned with our team of scientists were given to you on this channel. Today, we're gonna talk about a really cool topic, which is what's the optimal eating window for longevity, for health, for body composition, for muscle, all those things. Well, there's a good research study that came out, actually a couple of them. Torres published a paper, Gill and Panda published research on this. And they were studying, if you look across America, they studied thousands of people. What's the average amount of hours that people eat? And how many meals do they eat? So if I were to ask you and say like, what do most people say how many meals that they eat? What would you say? 3 square meals a day, right? So they looked and studied this, and guess what they found? Do you know only 10% of the population, the lowest 10% of the population, only eat 3 times a day? And in fact, most people, because of their snacking, they eat anywhere from 6 to 10 times a day because they're snacking all day, plus they're eating their meals. Now that's a problem, right? Now the interesting thing is, then they looked like, well, okay, people aren't just eating 3 meal times, they're eating all these snacks, you know, and in fact, almost 90% of the population, or 89% of the population at least, eat more than 3 times. So that means they're snacking. They looked at the composition of those snacks. On average, the calorie density of snacks is 30% higher than the calorie density of meals. It means lower quality. And protein is probably about 50% lower in snacks. So it means people are eating high calorie density, low protein based foods when they snack, right? It's mostly chips, whatever. Okay, so this is interesting. And what's explaining this? Well, people are bored and they're eating a large period of time. In fact, on average, from the first time people eat, means a snack to a meal, to the last time they eat, whether it's a snack, meal, dessert, is on average, get ready for this, 14 to 15 hours. That gives you a lot of time to snack. Now, did you know that on average, after the age of 25, most people gain 1 to 2 pounds of fat per year? Why is this the case? Well, these guys, Gill and Panda and others, they looked at, hey, when do people eat their maintenance calories? At what time during the day do people eat maintenance calories? Like, when do they stop? And when I say maintenance calories, the amount of calories you need to maintain your body weight. Because everything over that, you're going to gain fat. What's explaining this 1 to 2 pounds of fat gain per year? Well, they looked. What time do you think most people hit maintenance calories? Well, the answer is around 6:30 at night. And actually, 15% of the majority of people's calories are eaten after 9 p.m. 15%. So that means that this is why most people are gaining fat. So it's snacking, and it's caused by a too long of an eating window. So how do we fix this? We optimize our eating window, okay? So studies show, in fact, Gill and Panda showed this, that basically they look at animal models. You take your average person who's eating 14 to 15 hours, you have them fast a minimum of 12 hours. They restrict calories, they drop calories by about 20%. It makes sense, right? And on top of that, they reduce their snacking. So for general longevity and health, you should fast at minimum 12 hours. That means if you start eating at 9, stop eating at 9. If you start eating at 8, stop eating at 8. If you start eating at 7, stop eating at 7. But you say, well, listen, Dr. Jacob, I'm not just interested in living longer and being healthy. I want to lose fat. For that to happen, if you do 12-hour fast, you might lose 1 to 2%, maybe 3% body fat. If you fast for 14 hours, you might lose 5% body fat. But if you fast more like 16 hours and you eat in an 8-hour period, you're going to lose more body fat. You might lose anywhere from 5 to 10% body fat, which is a lot. And if you fast for 20 hours, you lose the most body fat. You could lose 12 to 15% body fat, okay? That's for the average person. If you're overweight or obese, studies show that if you're fasting 16 to 20 hours, you could lose anywhere from 15 to 30% body fat. So the more body fat you have, the more weight you lose. Makes sense. Now, everyone's saying, well, I want to lose fat, so let me do 20-hour fast. Hold on now. If you want to gain muscle and lose fat, that's gonna be around the 16-hour fasting window. If you're willing to just lose fat and just maintain muscle, or maybe lose a little bit of it, that's your 20-hour fast, okay? So it all depends on your goals. So let me summarize this up. Guys, you need at minimum fast 12 hours a day for general health and longevity. If you wanna lose body fat, probably modest amount of body fat is gonna be 16 hours. Accelerated body fat loss is gonna be 20 hours, but you're not gonna gain muscle, okay? And if you want in between, I do calorie cycling. Maybe 3 days a week, you're gonna do 16 hours, 2 days a week, you're gonna do 20 hours, 2 days a week, you're gonna do 12. That should optimize both fat loss and muscle gain. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time.